Nutrition DNA, and today I have a different video for you guys. So lately I've been posting a lot of pictures on Instagram, and I'm starting to get a little better at it. And some people ask me, how do you start posting pictures and enhancing the pictures for social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram especially. And to be honest with you guys, it's quite simple. Now there's one thing that you're going to need, and it's something you have to invest in, and it's gonna cost you what, 20 bucks, but this is something you need, and it is a tripod. Please, the first thing that you're gonna need is a tripod, because if you're gonna have to take the pictures by yourself, then you're gonna drive yourself crazy trying to adjust the camera or your cell phone or something, because you have to put some place, and you're gonna have to have good lighting and all that stuff, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass. So first of all, get a tripod. It costs 20 bucks. It's really cheap, and it's really useful. So one of the things that you have to know is, number one, camera. You don't need the best camera. You can use a cell phone. Now, try to use something better than an 8 megapixel camera. You can use a 10, 12, 16 megapixel camera. That will do just fine. Any cell phone, probably most cell phones right now have that, so you're good with that. Second, since you're gonna have to take the pictures by yourself, and having into consideration that most of the pictures are going to be seen on cell phone screens, then you don't have to take pictures by itself. Why? Because pictures have a very high resolution. And yes, when you do image editing and you have to, do a photo shoot for something very special, for a website or something like that, yes, you're gonna have to hire someone to take the pictures and take actually good quality pictures, because they're gonna have to be big, and they're gonna have to be retouched or whatever, and then they're gonna be downsized and to let's say a reasonable size that you can use on a website, for example. Now, when you're gonna post those pictures on social media, most of the pictures are going to be seen on your cell phone, so you don't have to have a 3000 by 3000 pixel picture. So the things that you can do is basically, instead of taking pictures, is just record. Lots of cell phones today record in 4K or in 2K or even 1080p, and it's more than enough to do what you have to do. That's the first step. So know that you can do this with another person, but sometimes, and probably most of you, are gonna have to do it by yourself. So that's the first tip. Get a tripod, put a cell phone or your camera on it, and start recording. Do not take pictures, record. Now, step number two is to use the lighting at your favor. So do you see right now I'm using the upper lights. The lights should hit you if you're gonna take pictures, especially of your body or shirtless or something like that. You want a light that comes from above, because your definition is gonna be more noticed with a better lighting that comes from up or up on the side. That's gonna make shadows on the cuts of your muscles, and it's gonna improve your look. Of course, if you want, you can use some oil or some spraying oil, to enhance the looking of your muscles. They're gonna shine, and they're gonna, be better noticed, but it's not entirely necessary. The next step should be to start recording and make all the poses that you think that are better for you, or the ones that you think that fit you best. And after that, just take the recording and start taking screenshots, or just stop the recording and take a picture of whatever you think you're doing right. If you're looking really particularly good in a fraction of a second of that video, then take a screenshot and set it for later. Then the next process should be to choose the best possible picture to start with. The next part of this video is going to be recorded on my own personal phone. So I want to show you how I actually would edit one picture of mine and show you a few tips and tricks to tweak the picture and make it look much better. Hey guys, so I chosen this particular picture just to show you guys an example of how to tweak it for the social media. In this case, it's Instagram. Now, it's just a picture I have taken of myself right now. I'm not looking great, but it's going to do just fine for what we need to do. Now, the first thing is to center it. And as you can see, the light comes from above. And I am just making a small pose. Nothing in particular. I'm not looking great, but it's going to do just fine. So we go to the next step. Now, most people are going to just use any of these filters, and the black and white ones work really good. This also works really well, but the thing that I wanted to show you this time is to tweak it a little more, being a little more customized. So when you go to edit, and the first thing that you want to let's say tweak is the saturation. The saturation is gonna give you a better skin tone. So if you're really white, just like me, because I haven't been under the sun for quite some time now, you're gonna look just too white, and your muscles just don't look that well when you're too white. So I'm going to just increase the saturation, let's say about 15 points. It's not a big difference. Take a look. I'm going from 0 to 15. It's not so much, but it does make a difference. Also, I haven't shaved my chest. I'm sorry for that, but it's gonna be the same. I'm not flexing my abs, and I'm not actually, flexing my whole body, but it's going to be just fine because this is just for show. Now, there are other functions, just like structure and that stuff. I generally don't touch it that much. The first thing that I do touch is saturation for the skin tone. Now, the next step will be to touch the brightness and the contrast. Now, I rather touch the contrast first because you're gonna see the difference? You're gonna see that you look a lot better when the contrast is high, but some details and some shadows are going to disappear. So just go a little bit on the contrast. Let's say 20 points. It's not that big, but you're now seeing the change, right? And now we can actually go for brightness. See, that's too bright because I also have bright lights on me. So I want to make it a little darker, not too much. Let's say just about 20 points below. Now you see that the picture is starting to look a little better than when it started before. And let's just go with that. Now the one I like the most is shadows. And take a look. When I go full with it, you're gonna see no shadow. But when I go really dark, oh, you're starting to see big changes. So since the place is a light place, I would rather not go with a lot of shadow. Okay, then again, 20 points is just fine for this. And then the highlights. Now this is going to give the final touch. Why? Take a look. You see? If you go too bright, you're gonna see no muscle tone on me. But when I go darker, you don't even see a vein in here. And I go really dark, and boom, you start to see a lot of change. Now, I'm not going to go all the way down, but I'm gonna go, let's say, about 50 points. Now you're going to see that I look very highlighted in comparison to the rest of the picture and the background. Let's put done. And then you have some few tweaks that you can actually use. You can use a structure one, which does that weird effect that, yes, changes a lot of picture, but looks, to edit it, I'd rather use it the least possible, maybe 10 points of this one. And there's no need for warmth because my skin color is now a little more toned, so it looks much better now. and you can touch maybe or sharpen your image, but at this point you see it's not going to make any sort of difference. So that's basically what I do when I post pictures. I just touch a little bit of mostly the saturation for the skin color, the contrast and the brightness, and the rest is just making small tweaks. The main trick of this is to record a video where you can actually pinpoint the exact points where you look the best, and then just take a screenshot and use that picture. And since it's going on social media, since it's going on cell phones, the resolution is going to be more than enough to edit that picture and, you know, make a decent post. So guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you could use some of the tips and tricks that I just gave you. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section below. And if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!